yes, that is part of my new discovery too. And another part of it is that broad-mindedness is almost precisely the same thing as morality. That is why I maintain that it is absolutely inexcusable in the people's messenger to proclaim day in and day out the false doctrine that it is the masses, the crowd, the compact majority that have the monopoly of broad-mindedness and morality. And that vice and corruption and every kind of intellectual depravity are the result of culture, just as all filth that is draining into our baths is the result of the tanneries up at Moldau. And yet, this same people's messenger can go on preaching that the masses ought to be elevated to higher conditions of life. But, bless my soul, if the messenger's teaching is to be depended upon, this very raising up the masses would mean nothing more or less than setting them straightway upon the paths of depravity. Happily, the theory that culture demoralizes is only an old falsehood that our forefathers believed in and we have inherited. No, it is ignorance, poverty, ugly conditions of life that do the devil's work. In a house which does not get aired and swept every day, my wife Catherine maintains the floor ought to be scrubbed as well, but that is a debatable question. In such a house, let me tell you, people will lose within 2 or 3 years the power of thinking or acting in a moral manner. Lack of oxygen weakens the conscience. And there must be a plentiful lack of oxygen in very many houses in this town, I should think, judging from the fact that the whole compact majority can be unconscientious enough to wish to build the town's prosperity on a quagmire of falsehood and deceit.
We cannot allow such a grave accusation to be flung at a citizen community.
I move that the chairman direct the speaker to sit down.
Here, quite right. Make him sit down.
Then I will go and shout the truth at every street corner. I will write it in other towns' newspapers. The whole country shall know what is going on here.
It almost seems as if Dr. Stockman's intentions were to ruin this town.
Yes, my native town is so dear to me that I would rather ruin it than see it flourishing upon a lie.
This is really serious.
Hello viewers, we are live today with Dr. Stockman post-town hall meeting. I've heard many people call you an enemy of the people. How do you feel about that?
That is deeply upsetting to me, as I feel like my actions have been in the best interest of the town. I really do care about the safety of the community, and I want the town to prosper. But unfortunately, if we are putting people's safety at risk and polluting the environment, unfortunately I've done what I have to do and shared that information to the public.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
A man must be a public enemy to wish to ruin a whole community.
What does the destruction of a community matter if it lives on lies? It ought to be razed to the ground, I tell you. All who live by lies ought to be exterminated like vermin. You will end by infecting the whole country. You will bring about such a state of things that the whole country will deserve to be ruined. And if things come to that pass, I shall say from the bottom of my heart, let the whole country perish. Let all these people be exterminated.
That is talking like an out-and-out enemy of the people.
There sounded the voice of the people, by all that's holy.
Yes, he is an enemy of the people. He hates his country. He hates his own people.
Both as a citizen and as an individual, I'm profoundly disturbed by what we have had to listen to. Dr. Stockman has shown himself in a light I should never have dreamed of. I am unhappily obliged to subscribe to the opinion which I have just heard my estimable fellow citizens utter, and I propose that we should give expression to that opinion in a resolution. I propose a resolution as follows. This meeting declares that it considers Dr. Thomas Stockman, medical officer of the Baths, to be an enemy of the people.
Oh, you fools! I tell you that.
We cannot hear you now, Doctor. A formal vote is about to be taken, but out of regard for personal feelings, it shall be by ballot and not verbal. Have you any clean paper, Mr. Billing?
I have both blue and white here.
Hello, we are back live with a fellow citizen who has an opinion on the recent town hall meeting.
Dr. Stockman is a terrible person and he's an enemy of the people.
Do you know any specific things Dr. Stockman has done to our community?
Well, I mean, he's done a lot of terrible things. I can't really name any right now, but he's just a very bad person and an enemy of the people.
All right, you heard it here, guys. Dr. Stockman is a very bad person and an enemy of the people.
Gentlemen, allow me to announce the result by the votes of everyone here except one person.
That is the drunk chap.
By the votes of everyone here except a tipsy man, this meeting of citizens declares Dr. Thomas Stockman to be an enemy of the people.
Woo!
Yeah!
3 cheers for our ancient and honorable citizen community.
Hey.
3 cheers for our able and energetic mayor who has so loyally suppressed the promptings of family feeling.
Yeah.
This meeting is dissolved.
3 cheers for the chairman. Yeah. 3 cheers for the Alaskan. Hurrah.
My happy Petra. Captain, have you room on your ship for passengers to the New World?
For you and yours, we will make room, Doctor.
Good. Come, Catherine. Come, boys.
Thomas, dear, let us go out by the back way.
No back ways for me, Catherine. You will hear more of this enemy of the people before he shakes the dust off his shoes upon you. I am not so forgiving as a certain person. I do not say, I forgive you, for ye know not what ye do.
This is a blasphemous comparison, Dr. Stockman.
It is by God. It's dreadful for an earnest man to listen to. Threatens us now, does he? Let's go and break his windows, duck him in the fjord. Blow your horn at Evanson, pip pip. Enemy of the people, enemy of the people. Well, I'm damned if I go and drink toddy with the Stockmans tonight.
Hello, I'm here today with the chief printer of our local newspaper, Ask Laxton. Today I want to ask you, don't you think the people deserve the truth?
You know, it's really complicated.
How so?
You know, most of the time, people deserve to know the truth. However, we need to think about this in a utilitarian perspective. You know, each year, $64 million of revenue are generated from these bats.
It's a lot of cheddar.
Oh yeah. And if you shut down all these bats, all these jobs are going to be lost, and many more people are going to be harmed in the town. So, I think you just gotta let it go and let a few people suffer.
What an interesting story from such an interesting man. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.